Wait. She put your shit on mute because we just hearing road noises.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here we here. We here with Legacy Builders US in the building. What's going on? What's popping? So today we talk about man versus machine in the workplace. So what's that about? Let's go in.
I mean, yeah, because, a lot of times we're not realizing that, robots are pretty much taking over in the workforce, man. They taking over our jobs. There's a lot of, automations that's happening, in regards to the workforce itself. So, like, there's different industries that, people are part of, right? And it's just a question of, is your industry that you're in, is, AI taking over your industry? And if so, when is that going to be a thing for you? When is the plug going to be pulled for you? When is it to be where you're going to be the one that's going to be replaced by a machine? Or is your job, like, I guess, AI proof to where you are not affected by it, to where your job is going to be around forever without AI, putting their 2 cents in and taking over that industry? So now it's just a question of the awareness. Where are you at, depending on which field that you're in? So, for example, like if you got like the transportation industry, right? Do you know that there are self-trucking drivers to where the trucks drive themselves?
That's crazy.
Like a truck can drive themselves now. It's kind of scary. It's kind of crazy, but it's something that if you're a truck driver, you got to think about.
Right.
Like, how long is my job going to be around if a truck can drive itself?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And think about it like this, even retail. When you go to a retail store now, they have self-checkout lines.
Right.
They have self-checkout lines. You can check out yourself.
Right.
If you go, I was in Walmart the other day, and I didn't have to wait on a cashier. I didn't have to speak to nobody.
Right.
I just went. I took my groceries, and I checked myself out. Got my receipt, and I had a nice day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So then how long are those Walmart employees are going to be around? So then you have to think about these things. Even a manufacturing job, how long is that going to be around when the robot can do the work for 24 hours, mind you, because they don't need no rest.
Right.
They can constantly work. So how long is that job going to be around for someone who works in a factory?
That's crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So these are the things that people are not thinking about. I just want to bring the awareness to it.
I was watching a video on self-checkout, and it was Target. They were saying that they actually reducing self-checkout at Target in neighborhoods that have a lot of black people because they steal.
Oh, that's crazy.
So thankful. Let's be thankful for niggas.
Exactly.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Because thieving ass niggas is keeping jobs alive out here.
That's crazy. That's man wild.
So yeah, man. But other than that, though, you go to Walmart and they got the fucking shampoo and the deodorant locked up behind the glass case. You gotta go. You gotta go talk to somebody to have them open up the case and all that shit. Like, it's crazy. Some items they hold at the register for you because they don't want you to steal the shit. Like, it's crazy.
That's crazy. Like, you gotta, they lock up condoms now and shit. I was like, really?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Because they know niggas love to fuck and niggas love to steal.
I remember when we was in Vegas for the seminar, I went to see locked up the cereal. I was like, how you locking up the cereal?
Damn.
That's bad. Wow.
Wait a second. That don't make no sense. Cereal. Niggas don't use condoms. Who they locking up the condoms for? I'm fucked up. I am so fucked up. But anyway. All right, Sheedy, what you got on the topic, bro?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's even bigger than just man versus machine. At this point, it's at the point where you got to be really good at your job, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are getting replaced. And, like, people are really getting replaced these days. Like, it's one of those things where you know, if you're not good at your job when they chopping heads, if you're not in the top percentile, you're done. You know,
Right.
so we already know machines is replacing people. You know, the next step is just only survival of the fittest. If you're not performer, you got to go. Everybody's a salesman from McDonald's to everything. You go to McDonald's now. Are you using the app today? Do you want cookies with that? After you told them what exact drink you want, they're still asking you for that. So every job now is a sales job. So like you're getting replaced if you're not on the top of your game. So it's really one of those things where it's just not a game anymore, man. It's not a game anymore. You got to perform. You got to be a top producer, or else you're expendable. And we all expendable, but you're really expendable when you're not doing what you need to be doing.
My thing is, I'm wondering what, or I should say, how fast is this occurring, or is it already occurring now, where they just have like way more? Because like even for example, like the trucks that drive itself, I even saw videos of the Ubers that drive themselves,
right,
and shit. So it's like, I'm like, you know, how long is that gonna be where it takes effect to the point where, you know, like it's happening on a mass scale? You know what I mean? Because my thing is, I think I would feel some type of way getting into an Uber with driving itself. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit kind of crazy to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like certain things definitely need the human touch, but 100%. I can see them trying to say, "Hey, we're gonna do this new shit," and I'm just like, I'm just wondering how all that's gonna work out in the end overall.
Right.
I think as far as when it's gonna happen, the truth is only time will tell. They're gonna try to push it though, because one thing about AI is that things are a lot more efficient as far as time is concerned, and the cost of the actual whether it's the labor or the actual product itself.
Right.
They're gonna try to push it as soon as possible. However, it has to still be in demand. So you know how you just said, you know, you wouldn't feel comfortable of nobody driving the Uber.
Right.
The moment more people are comfortable with getting into a car where it drives itself, the faster that they're going to push that out.
Right.
Because then it'll become the norm.
Right.
And it'll be in high demand. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's really how it get expedited. That's really how it'll come out faster. It'll be pushed into the market faster. In regards to when will it happen, like I said, only time will tell. But I think as long as a lot more people are like against that, it'll still happen. It'll just take longer.
Right.
They try to find a way to make you believe that you do need it and sell it to you that way. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And you know, it's funny. I feel like I'm more against the AI. Because, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like it's cool to use AI as like you know, as something that you use as like an extra thing to make things a little bit easier. But I'm against it being a thing that takes away jobs, because my thing is this: okay, you have the AI now, you get rid of all of the motherfuckers in Target, Walgreens, all that other shit. You got the self-checkout and all of that. You get rid of all the Uber drivers and shit. You get rid of all the truck drivers. You get rid of. Okay, cool. What are these niggas doing?
Right.
like we got all these niggas just chilling. Like, how is that even gonna work? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's, because it's like you're gonna have a mass of people not working, not making money. So how is that gonna
drive the economy itself?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy.
I agree.
Like that shit's weird to me.
And to your point, Mr. Lucario, like that human touch, right? So what like really makes us human, you know, like emotional intelligence. So like there's like certain jobs that's not really gonna go anywhere, or that specific industry is gonna be around a lot longer. So for example, you're a healthcare worker or a therapist or a teacher.
Right.
Like certain jobs like that, they're gonna stick around a lot longer before AI even interrupts or kicks in. Because you know, when it comes to the healthcare, you need an actual doctor or you need a nurse there. Like a robot cannot, you know, really guide a patient. You need human interaction for that. There's no way around it. You get what I'm saying? maybe like a plumber or an electrician, jobs like that, that still requires like a hands-on complexity. You still need those type of jobs. Even a chef,
Mm.
you know, can a robot cook? Can you train a robot to cook? Possibly, but most chefs, or all chefs, I should say, have to taste their food before they serve it to the guest or to the customer.
Right.
How is a robot going to, be able to do that? And eventually it probably will figure that out. But these type of jobs are going to last a lot longer if you're in these industries. I hope that makes sense.
See,
Right?
I have a conspiracy theory, but I'm scared to say it on the air. Should I say it?
Go ahead, go for it. Go. Well, it depends. I don't know.
But disclaimer: this is just a concept.
Yeah, this is it. Right.
Conspiracy theory. It's just a concept for the purpose of conversation during this podcast. Nothing else.
Right. This is just us. Yeah, we're just playing pretend here. So
Exactly.
this is what I'm thinking. So the robots are being built and the AI is taking over. Right. Well, now what happens is you're gonna have a bunch of people out of jobs, out of work, and all this other shit, which is gonna cause pandemonium. Which is going to cause more people to die off. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then the population gets lower.
It decreases. Yep.
The rich people use the robots as their servants, and then the other people who are left are just slaves. You understand? That's what. So it's the rich, the poor slaves, and then the robots in the middle serving the rich.
Oh shit.
Yo.
Because whoever's left on Earth, because we're gonna be fighting each other. You understand what I'm saying? Then whoever's left, they're gonna be, the fucking motherfuckers on the side being they're gonna be below robots. So you're gonna have rich robots, peasants.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And that's it. So the moral story is, guys, get your money up. You feel what I'm
and I'll add to that, Lucario. I'll add to that. The moral of the story is to get your value up.
Right, exactly.
Because here's the thing. I think that that we all get lost in, and one of the reasons why they say that money is the root of all evil, right? And a lot of people like fall into this mistake, right? Is because a lot of people chase money.
Mm-hmm.
But the pursuit of money without understanding your value, that's the true evil.
Right.
You understand? And what I mean by that is if you're literally just going after money and you don't understand how you can bring value to the world, you're missing your actual connection to money.
Right.
Because it is the value that you bring to the world that actually rewards you with the quote unquote money or with blessings and other types of value.
Right.
You understand? So again, get your value up. And how do you do that? You got to bring something to the world that cannot be replicated by a robot or fucking AI.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is you do, you have to inject yourself in it. That's why on our other channel, we talk heavily about what's called the masculine identity, for example. Right? Where you have to understand that even when we're talking about relationships and dealing with women and dating and self-improvement, if you forget that it has everything to do with you, then you're missing it. You're missing the entire point. So even when we talk about money and business and on this show, the Money Game Show, if you don't understand your value, there's no way you're going to get the money you're supposed to get.
Right.
Because when you understand your value, then you start to realize that you're not asking people for money. You're encouraging them to give you your money.
Exactly. That's right. Real shit. Nah, that's real fucking shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy though how AI is like it can actually take over motherfuckers' jobs. Because like even for like stuff like ChatGPT, you have a lot of people, let's say for example your job is you're like a copywriter or something, or somebody that does something with like editing and like books, publishing, things like that. Like a motherfucker go in ChatGPT and make ChatGPT write it a whole book right now. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like those people who would have been who they would have paid to do that, that's going to be tough for those people. Like now, you're like right now, you know what I'm saying? There's a person who, because I remember back in the day, like if you go on like on the websites, they have these things called squeeze pages where they give you a description of the product. And there's people who write those, they call them copywriters or I think it's called either copywriters or something like that, where they write your whole page for you. So now you can go on ChatGPT and say, hey, I have a product called this that does these things. Can you write a sales page for me?
Yeah.
If you can get that for free, you're not going to pay a motherfucker, you know, $1,000, $5,000 to make it for you when you could do it for free on ChatGPT.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And then so that person, if that was like their main source of income, you know what I'm saying? Or if that was like something major that they was doing, it's kind of like, you know, damn, how do I do this now when these things are coming in where they don't necessarily need me? Even it's funny because I see like, even like photographers, it might be an issue because I'm seeing like the other day I was walking and I saw this painting on the wall and I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool shot. It was like a graffiti painting. I was like, this is a cool shot for a picture. But what I noticed is that you can take a picture anywhere, go into one of these fucking programs and put yourself in front of that wall. It's like you don't even need to be there. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's so many other things that happen because, you know, AI is there and it just makes the shit like that. It's crazy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yo, AI is the shit. You hear me? I fucks with AI, man.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you exactly what I was just talking about just now. It's you gotta know how to use resources at your disposal to heighten your value.
Right.
Because as an example, right? Right now I'm building a website. And so I have these products. I have soaps, I have a shea butter, and I have a fragrance, right? And shout out to my lady because she gave me the idea of, you know, calling it Cunningham Elements, right? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you have the 4 elements, the fire and water, air, and earth. Mm. And so I went into ChatGPT and I told it to come up with a passage describing all of my products and how each one is associated with a certain element and how all of the elements are forged by fire. Nigga, I read the shit and I'm like, yo, hey, bro, but the shit is crazy. Like, it's really crazy. And all I have to do is copy paste the shit, put it on the fucking website.
Right.
See what I'm saying? But it really, like, it did everything I said. Mm-hmm. And it did it. And I told it, make a clever and sophisticated passage describing this, and this, and associate each product to fire, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, come on, son. You know how long I would have had to sit and think up myself how to write that shit?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I did that shit while y'all niggas were talking.
Right. But see, you didn't have to pay nobody to do it. So the guy you would have paid, he ain't getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So like, you see what I mean? So my thing is this.
Fuck that nigga.
He's like, fuck that nigga. It said, Ibram said, DJ Vlad from Vlad TV said he got rid of his whole writers team. If the company can save money, it will lay off employees. That's that's facts. That's crazy. But again, okay. Everything has pros and cons. Right. So for me, it helped me elevate the value of my website based on the philosophy of the elements and all that stuff I'm doing. Right. Mm-hmm. But then, like you're saying, it takes away the job from somebody else. Right. And then the thing, if it takes the job away from somebody else, how does that affect the entrepreneur? Because because let's say a lot of my customers came from the people who have the jobs that AI is taking over. Right. And now that AI is taking over their jobs, that affects me as the entrepreneur selling my products or doing what I'm doing because my customer base was those people for whatever reason. You see what I'm saying? So, right. So then it's kind of like, that's what I'm saying, where it's funny how one thing is going to affect the other thing and it's going to affect the other thing and it could be a domino effect. Absolutely. Where even if your job isn't affected, you might be affected because of other people's jobs being affected. You see what I'm saying? So that's the craziest shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those things I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, you know, it's good in a sense, but so it's bad in the sense because once you take away something, you kind of have to have something to replace it that is of equal value. You understand? So AI, even though AI is valuable in a sense because it can do these things, it's taking away sort of like the value that the people bring that keeps things going. Because then it's like, okay, well, I replaced your value with AI. Cool, but now you're still a person. Like AI doesn't fucking exist in like it's in the Ethernet somewhere. That shit don't even really take up space. You understand what I'm saying? But a nigga who works at so and so takes up space. So where do we put this motherfucker now? Like what is like? You see what I mean? So it's like, so now that motherfucker's out of a job. He's losing money. So now you making money because AI didn't affect your job. But now that nigga who don't got a job, he gonna put something to your ribs. You feel what I'm saying? Because he need that paper. You feel me? So I'm like, yo, what? Like,
thing. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be pandemonium out. Listen, it's gonna be more women being submissive because I'm telling you, niggas gonna be wilding out here, and chicks is gonna be like, I need protection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like that type of shit to me, I feel like it's a slippery slope into madness. You know what I'm saying? Because all these people need a purpose.
Right.
They need a position. They need a situation to be a part of.
Right.
So if you got this thing taken away, all these situations these people need to be a part of, what do we do with those people? That's the question that I would love to know, because it's like, and on top of that, a lot of the AI stuff, like let's say, for example, you got a lot of motherfuckers who work at like Walmart, McDonald's, those type of jobs.
Yeah.
Where that might be their skill level. So they don't have the skills to do much else except for those type of things. So if AI is taking over that and then they don't have the skill level to do anything else, then what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
But see, okay. See, that's the thing though. I think all of this is it's the world challenging us to increase, to do more, to innovate. You know, it's like, okay, if the self-checkout machines are taking away the cash register job and the bag, you know, the grocery bagger job, then nigga, you gonna need to work on another skill.
But that's what I'm saying. They stupid though.
It's forcing us to evolve in a way. But what are you saying, Lucario?
No, I'm saying that those and again, I'm not trying to disparage motherfuckers, but sometimes certain niggas that have those jobs, it's really because they're not intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning like there are niggas that are like they're so slow that that's all they could do, or they're so unmotivated. Like that's their position. Like we need them niggas to be there. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, where do we put these niggas?
See that, and that's the fucking conundrum, right? Because it's like the corporations. They figure out it's like they're always trying to figure out ways to make things faster, better, but cheaper.
Right.
So it's like the nigga that's on the bottom come up with a machine to do it faster, better, or cheaper. He's out of a job. And like you said, where do we put them niggas? But then it's like, then hopefully after a certain couple of generations, niggas will start to realize, you know what? I better start taking things a little bit more seriously.
Right.
Because I saw my dad, his whole fucking ambition was to be a cash register nigga at the supermarket, and his job became obsolete like that. I better figure out how to become a farmer, so at least I'm producing the food that goes into the supermarket. Maybe niggas will learn a lesson. I don't know. But at the same time, it's like It's like then you say to yourself, where do we put them niggas? And then what them niggas really gonna do? Because and this is the like the sociology and the evolution of man, because it's like there might be a time where automation and AI becomes so fucking popular, a population of niggas with nowhere to go and nothing to do is gonna grow. Mm-hmm. And like you said, they're gonna start wilding out.
That's what, because think about it. Think about any hood that you know of that you avoid.
Right. But see, the AI and the automation is gonna create the fucking drones to take all them niggas out. So
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying is crazy, because think about it. Think about any hood that you avoid, right? You avoid the hood because niggas is poor and they don't have the resources. So like, for example, I live in Brooklyn, so I avoid Brownsville in East New York, right? Because them niggas, right? But now imagine the whole New York is Brownsville. This
is a good movie. We should probably stop talking and make a movie. This is a good movie. No, real talk. It's kind of like Elysium or one of those dystopian movies, but like speaking on the workforce.
Because most people actively try to stay out of bad neighborhoods.
Yeah,
right? And there's a good reason, because like, bad neighborhood got that bad energy, and niggas over there, it could be black, white, whatever. It could be trailer park niggas. It could be whatever. Whenever there's niggas that's in that sort of like bracket, it ain't gonna be good, and usually they're less intelligent, less motivated, and you see what I'm saying. So now, imagine those type of people who's in these positions don't have nothing. There's a lot of motherfuckers. Yeah. Yo, it's people. It's hard for people now who are smart with master's degrees to get jobs. They're unemployed. So imagine you got the lower rank motherfuckers that's losing their jobs, and the other people who still. So it's like it's gonna get to the point where you're gonna have the rich niggas that got all the money, the poor niggas that got nothing, and just a bunch of robots. And it's like there's not gonna be a point to anything, because the rich nigga can't even get rich anymore because he got all the money. Like there's no money flowing anywhere.
The funny thing is that y'all keep using these words, gonna, when, the past. It's happening right now. It's right now. What are y'all talking about? Cars is driving itself. What are y'all talking about? Trucks is driving itself. Y'all keep talking in the past tense. It's currently happening. The state of the economy is wild right now. Those dudes are already obsolete. The only thing we can do right now, like how we have this panel, is getting people to jump on board and get what you can, because it is the haves and have-nots culture. You know what I mean? It's been happening. Right now, the way everything is going, people are getting laid off. People have been getting laid off since the pandemic. This movement been going on for like 7-8 years now. It's gonna really hit people about 15 years, but by the time it hit the whole world and everybody catch on, you're done. You know what I mean? Like, people are truly obsolete right now. You got old people dying. They can't afford medications. They can't afford none of that. We got niggas working to 80 years old at Walmart because they can't afford basic medication. Everything is obsolete right now, so you got to be the survival fittest. Right now, you got to step your game up, because the truth is, you're done. This next 7-8 years is over. If you don't get it together, you're gonna be way behind. And to your point, Mr. Locari, what's going to really happen is it's really going to happen like that. It's going to be just like the movies where people are going to be peasants. Like those dudes, they're going to be peasants. They're going to be homeless people on the street. And then, like your point, you can't walk in certain areas because the peasants might rob you. Right. But that's why you're going to be living in certain areas and they not. So that's what's happening. Yeah, they get left behind, bro. So if you look at it around, though, man, listen, man, I don't like to play around and talk about it, but listen, I got some boys in the past where I'm talking about they a blast from the past, bro. Like they stuck. Like I'm like, yo, how you living like this, though? Like you way outdated, bro. Like that's all I'm gonna say.
I think people just need to if they want to take advantage of this, they got to figure out ways to figure out if their job or the things that they do is or isn't really going to be affected by AI. And if it is going to be affected by AI, either figure out a way to make the AI work for you in some form or fashion, or figure out a way to go into a new field that you can make money with AI or with what's happening as things are progressing in this direction, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, this shit crazy. Because I'm telling you, there's a bunch of motherfuckers who, like, because I used to go to these spots, and there's times where I realize that certain people like to like work for a big corporation and just be part of the cog in the wheel. And I don't see anything wrong with that, because we need that. But what I'm saying is that those people, if AI takes over their shit, nigga, it's gonna be a wrap for everybody. That's all I'm saying.
See your points. Like Rob was saying, it's already happening, right?
Yeah.
So it will be a situation where it will be the have and the have-nots, right? And you got to ask yourself, which side do you want to be on? And not only which side do you want to be on, but if you choose to be on the side that are one of the ones that have, just know that one of the have-nots are going to try to come for you and your life. Why? They're gonna want what you have. So I say that to say, this is super serious. I know we joke when we having a good time with it, but this is important. To your point, Mr. Locardo.
Listen, I'm telling you,
like the Armageddon end of the world kind of thing will happen.
Because look what happened with COVID. Motherfuckers are losing their mind over that. So imagine when it comes to.
So imagine, yes, this is very serious. So to your point, the people listening onto this panel right now, think to yourself, where do you work? Is your job going to be around in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Is it? And if it's not, highly consider doing something else.
Yeah.
And then also on the other end of the spectrum, like, make no mistakes. Start learning more agriculture. Start being more self-sufficient on how to even grow food. Who's going to stop these trucks from bringing in the products of goods and services that we need? You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that we're fully equipped. Make sure you know how to use, you know how to fight. You know you have a team that's fully fit. You know how you got flashlights, batteries. Oh, so many different things that you need for whatever is going to happen for the future. Because it's coming. It's just a question of when. So they say if you stay ready, you never got to get ready. So just make sure you're ready for these times that are going to come, because the higher ups are not going to stop doing what they're doing. They're going to keep, making AI more innovative and quote unquote make our life easier. But on the back end, not telling us what this AI is here to actually do, which is replace us on a day-to-day basis. So just keep that in mind. I just wanted to say that.
That's crazy, man. Listen, I'm glad half my life is over. I'm lucky enough to live to 80 or something, man. I hope so. But I mean, I'm just, you know what I mean? Because this is crazy, man. This is fucking crazy. But again, like, this is wild. So guys, you gotta just be aware of what's going on and try to figure some shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is too much. But anyway, any last things you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Once again, if you go to our website, www.legacybuildersus.com, if you hit the event tab, we have 2 events coming up, right? We're going to have the Mothers on a Mission event. Any ladies listening, or fellas, something that the girl can go to, wife can go to, they're going to have a good time. It shows what to expect at this event. So definitely check that out, as well as our barbecue that's happening on June 21st, our summer bash, and you also see what to expect from there as well. So
is she gonna be there? She kind of cute though.
Yeah, she gonna be there.
Oh shit, I'm coming. Kind of nice with it though. I like it.
Oh, real quick before we go, so I wanted to ask you and Rashidi, who you think is gonna win, 100 men or a gorilla?
A gorilla.
Rashidi said,
there's no faith in men. It's fucked up.
100 men or a gorilla?
Yeah, versus a gorilla. 100 men versus a gorilla. Who you gonna think?
I still think the gorilla, because
oh shit! Wait, hold on, real quick. Check out the profile. She gonna be there?
They all gonna be there.
Yo, I'm coming through, nigga. Look at this. Yo, y'all remember what DSLs are, right? No, let me stop. I ain't trying to, no disrespect. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody, colleagues. Nope.
Nope.
Shout out to LegacyBuildersUS.com. You see, you got well-to-do people with their good profile pictures on there. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go to LegacyBuildersUS.com. bad, Miles Cunningham. Remember, they got the real estate, life insurance, interior design, also credit restoration, budgeting, wills, and all that cool shit, man. So make sure you guys, and they always doing some dope ass event. So make sure you go to legacybuildersus.com. And also, don't forget to schedule your free consultation. Where did they go for that? Is that on there?
The free consultation. Yeah, I believe if you go to
any tab, you go to the book of tab. Yeah,
it should still lead you to the consultation.
Where any tab?
Yeah,
all the tabs. It'll take you directly to it. The book appointment.
Okay, like okay, yeah. So yeah. I think it's this one. Yeah, book a free consultation. That button don't be showing us. It's probably because of my browser. But you guys hit that button under any service, and then you could book consultations for life insurance, credit, financial service consultation, property management, interior design, and you could even join the team. You understand? Because they also do education for if you want to get into the life insurance game. You know, if that's something you want to do, you know, educate your people about finances and life insurance and stuff, of course, and home ownership. So make sure you guys go to legacybuildersus.com. And yeah, back to the conversation, because that's an important conversation. Who gonna win?
The gorilla.
The gorilla gonna win.
Win. Solely because if you only have 100, if you said 1,000 men, maybe 1,000 men, but 100, I just think it's not enough. First,
1,000 men is fake though. So that's not the case. 1,000 men is fake now.
I'm just saying from a numbers perspective. The gorilla automatically is going to put the fear in about more than half of those men. So the gorilla only has to fight on 50 because 50 of them are not going to do anything. They're just going to be there for show. The other 50 who are going to take that challenge, the gorilla he's just too powerful, way too powerful. In general, men are still powerful. As men, we're strong, but no way that type of strength. But from a gorilla, no, it's not happening. He'll break your bones in one hit. He only has to do that one time per person. So that's only 50 times he has to do that to kill off everybody. That's it. You're done. No way.
Crazy. Yo, no faith in man. That's crazy. Nobody has faith in man. No one.
It's not happening. I don't believe so.
Sir. All right, well, that's pretty much it, man. We holler at y'all people later. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And we will holler at y'all. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We gone. We out. Later.